Morning, good to see everyone. So when everyone is ready, we can begin with today's lesson. So we can just make sure we arrive, relax. We open our mind. Ask the Holy Spirit to help us receive today's lesson. So it's a lesson 345. I offer only miracles today, or I would have them be returned to me. I offer only miracles today, or I would have them be returned to me. Father, a miracle reflects your gifts to me, your Son. And every one I give returns to me, reminding me the law of love is universal. Even here, it takes a form which can be recognized and seen to work. The miracles I give are given back in just the form I need to help me with the problems I perceive. Father, in heaven it is different, for there are no needs. But here on earth, the miracle is closer to your gifts than any other gift that I can give. Here on earth, the miracle is closer to your gifts than any other gift that I can give. Then let me give this gift alone today, which, born of true forgiveness, lights the way that I must travel to remember you. Let me give this gift alone today, which, born of true forgiveness, lights the way that I must travel to remember you. Peace to all seeking hearts today. The light has come to offer miracles to bless the tired world. It will find rest today, for we will offer what we have received. The world will find rest today, for we will offer what we have received. Peace to all seeking hearts today. So we will allow this beautiful lesson to sink in. I offer only miracles today, or I would have them be returned to me. And the way I offer miracles is through forgiveness. It's a gift to myself, as well as to everyone that I forgive, everyone that I think of. I offer a miracle. I offer forgiveness. And so we meditate, allowing our minds to open and rest. Trust that we are shown and that we are given anything that we need to see in our consciousness. We can release our own thoughts, our concerns, and our plans.
I offer only miracles today, for I would have them be returned to me. Yeah. So as we give, so we receive. What do we want to give? What do we want to receive? I think we all want to receive love. What that means is that really we all want to give love to. And when that's not what we're wanting to give, then it's just an opportunity for a correction. It's just an opportunity to make another choice. So if there are some of those ideas, something you'd like to let go of so that you don't keep choosing it, that can be opened up here in the group. There's some sort of addiction to unhappiness. That can be offered over here. Yeah. And how could you not laugh? Addiction to unhappiness. It seems so silly. But we're all quite familiar with it too. Did you gesture, Anna? Did you have something? No? Okay. Christian. You need to unmute yourself, Christian.
Good morning.
Hello, hello.
Yes, what's in my mind now is, I'm always still struggling with thoughts about the sickness, and what came up is that it's a kind of longing or addiction to specialness, that I feel I don't want to let it go, and I feel this wall of the feeling is like a wall. I try to get through that wall and to reach, so to speak, the other side. And I'm always clinging to this bodily sensations and feelings. And if I'm going to this, always going back to this, always going back, and then relaxing a little while, then I go back again. And there came the feeling of, that's a form, this isolation, this sickness thing is a form of isolation and specialness. Strange specialness. Strange addiction to be something special, to not really connect, to not really want to connect. There's a part of me that I feel doesn't want anything more than to connect to and this feeling is always a strange kind of, as if this form of specialness, and that's, I feel like a you know, like something wants to be a part, wants to be that, wants not to be with everything, but
yeah.
So strange. That's not really loving. This feeling is everything else than loving. It's pushing back others. That's hard to feel that, because I always thought, I'm, you know, I like people and but there's something under it that is not at all lovingly.
Yeah, and if you even look at, cancer itself, it's like cancer is, a special group of cells that are apart and they're not wanting to connect in a healthy way.
Yes.
So it's like the reflection of that dynamic.
Yeah.
But it's so helpful to see that there is something that actually chooses that.
Yes. So strange, so absurd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Jesus even uses the word mad, like mad and insane.
It's insane. Yes, it's insane. It's a kind of rebellion of righteousness, and so this all goes together with this feeling of separation or to specialness. It's a form of righteousness. It's a form of
And even just by sharing it, you can really acknowledge how it feels.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you, Christian, and I feel there is this part in you that wants to connect.
Yes.
You are, this perfectly beautiful to see this other force that doesn't, but just want to acknowledge that this desire in you for awakening and for healing. for connection.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
so loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so struggling, and yes, and I try to find, to find the key to yeah. And then I see also this, it's in vain to search, to I feel that this thing that is pushing back is also searching for a way to get out of this, but is as if I can explain it really. I tried so many ways and tried beside this, coming up with this sickness before so many years of coming to peace, to inner peace, to really let go, relax in this life. I think, it's what we all share, I think, this longing for that. And
to relax in God, to relaxing in God, because this world, there is nothing here. There is nothing outside our minds, to come to this point of joining with God, joining and asking what is most helpful, what is your highest will for me, what steps should I take, what is my next step.
And there's also, I think there's also a resistance that goes together with this feeling of specialness, or this feeling of kind of want to be separated, that is not really wants to have a master above it. So I have sometimes the feeling, if I ask for help, or I try to give it over, there comes a strong pushback to that inside. I don't want that something else is there or I fear that. I fear it. What happens if I do it really? What happens?
Yeah. And I invite you to try, Maybe today and the next couple of days you can have this question, this prayer inside. Father, what is your will for me? Father, what is your will for me?
Yes.
Like an inquiry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You are so very loved. And
thank you.
Just to nurture that willingness to see through it, to say yes to the truth, to love, to keep seeing the resistance, and you don't want it. You don't want the resistance.
No.
So that is beautiful. You're so aware of it. Yeah.
That's sometimes, this being aware of this kind of, it's showing in so many ways, this resistance, like the other part also, when I'm relaxed and I see the wonder of it all, that sometimes occurs also. There's this recognition of the beautifulness of being alive. Yeah. I'm in the way, you know. I feel that.
Well, that, you know, Father, what is your will for me? Because this is the difference between like the Course and Advaita, I think, or because there are steps. There is beauty in the steps too. Lori posted something about that the other day. There is, you know, gentle steps where you're not really in the way, when you let Spirit use your body, your tool, your vehicle for your high good. And that's, it's not only possible, it's inevitable. And this is the only way to feel truly alive and truly in purpose and truly meaningful. That is available every moment, all the time. And I feel these lessons are about this. So the lesson today, I will give away the miracles so that I can experience them myself. You know.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I'm mixing it up also with experiences I had before. Yeah. No, it's, thank you. I will again and again, I will try that, to give it over. I try that. It's not so that I'm saying, okay, it's not, but yeah. Yeah, it's a, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
And we can go on to Jonas.
Hello.
Hi there.
You are not very loud in our microphone, but
Okay,
I hope it's all right the other way around.
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay, then when you speak, I'll be silent, of course. So, yeah, thank you for that share, Christian. For me, I got some work Thursday and Friday, and I had really been looking forward to trying to work like as a normal person or whatever, just have a job. And I thought that the lesson for me would be kind of, okay, when it gets hard, then I know that I can just go to God and kind of transcend it. And I feel a little bit disappointed, and kind of, I lost some hope that I can do that, because I felt that I was really trying to tune in. I was standing in the kitchen. It was like 5.5 hours of standing, or actually 6 hours, but there was 30 minutes break. And when I got tired and I tried to kind of tune in, my prayer was, please show me that I have the strength to stay inspired. And I just felt dead. I just felt there is no way I can feel inspired right now, even though I try my best. And then, you know, my thoughts go to the future. Well, if this has to work, I have, you know, if our situation has to work out, I will have to work. And now with these reference experiences, and this, yeah.
I just want to jump in here, Jonas, is because it feels like what you went through in those couple of days of it feeling hard and hard to find inspiration, even though that was strong intention. I just get a feeling of like a hard shell, almost like I don't know, a nut has a hard shell or something, and it's like that is a hard shell of some old beliefs that have been coming up, and you've experienced these in a lot of different ways throughout your life. especially maybe around having a job. And I feel like it's not until the shell cracks that you can see that there's space beyond it. But a part of the healing for you in this is to kind of allow the shell to be in your awareness so that it can crack. So I hear what you're saying. It didn't really crack. You didn't crack into any light experiences in these couple days. But I think it's just inevitable because your intention is so strong and continuous. You're really practicing and you're praying. The old shell has to crack. So I would just take these couple days as like a trial. And yeah, the shell didn't crack in this trial, but that I would not extrapolate into the future from that. And if your mind wants to try to do that, that's where your prayer can be now, is don't let me anticipate a future based on the past. I mean, I could see you like being in a job in total joy. I could see that.
Yeah. Would be nice.
Just as I say that, the rain picks up here. It's like the miracles are the drops of rain. A starved and thirsty world.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, this pushing is not it is so smooth, you know, to come back to the present moment, because this pushing, like I have to endure, or I have to stand for 6 hours, you know, like this future thought, it is so tiring. It's wearing us out. All these future thoughts, you know, while the miracle is actually it's the present. It's giving yourself over to the present, no matter what it looks like, you know, and let spirit take over. Yeah. So thanks for sharing. We're with you. We could feel you. We were there in your apartment 2 days ago. And just, yeah, felt your presence, Jonas. And I know you know, this is your healing, and you know it, and spirit knows it. That's the most important thing. It's so beautiful. You're right where you need to be. And every step you take is magnificent and healing. It's beautiful. So yeah, so much support and miracles and care for you. We're with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. It feels perfect. Awesome.
Wow, so heart opening and so loving, all this sharing and everything that you respond with. I was so touched. I had tears, loving tears in my eyes. I love it. And then I also wanted to put on the altar, I have thoughts that aren't, I mean, I feel so great all the time. It's amazing. I feel so peaceful and happy, and yeah, it's just amazing. And then today, or at times, I noticed, for example, today I noticed that I have thoughts about my body and I have thoughts about my son's body. And I'm not able to, I get caught in those thoughts, fixing, figuring out, not knowing what's what. And I can't say that I know, oh, that's being guided, or no, I can't. I mean, I can sometimes say that's definitely not guided. It's coming out of this old wheel of fixing, But yes, I just wanted to put it out there because I don't want it. I don't want to be caught in my own body, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I have this thing that I go up and down in weight, and I have had that for all my life, more or less. And so I end up there, not being satisfied and adjusting. And then I also go to my son's body or my son, and I have this idea that, he should be moving more, or since he's been sick for 13 years. And so, yeah, I don't want to get caught. I am caught in that form. And here sits the person who thinks she knows how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I keep thinking of the expression from Byron Katie, loving what is.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so futile, my tryings with my son, what do I think I can accomplish?
Yeah.
And it's of course out of this idea that it ain't perfect the way it is. It ain't. I don't love it,
Mm-hmm.
I don't love it. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. It's interesting. I get an analogy around this. It's like when there's something in our life that is not a way we think it should be, we sort of wish that we could be like a child with the toys. A child can place their toys however they want. They can make a little story of the toys look perfect in their mind.
Yeah.
But we want to do that with the toys of this life.
Yeah. Exactly. And looking at his life, being homebound for 13 years, the images I have been having to let go of a million times when I compare to normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what you're saying. It's not the way it's supposed to be, not what
Mm-hmm.
and that is the pain.
Yeah. There's almost a perception that, like, if there was a bully who was playing with the toys and not letting them come into the way that they should be, that as that child that you are would be very upset. Like, why can't things look the way I want them to?
Yeah.
And often there's there's a belief then that God is a bully, or the universe is a bully, or Holy Spirit is a bully. Why don't you help me fix this?
Yeah. Exactly. And then sometimes I put the blame here, sometimes I put the blame on God, and sometimes I put the blame on Adam. Why doesn't he do it? You know, why doesn't he try? Why doesn't he, you know, I show him this joke, and he doesn't take it. Of course, I don't do it out loud with him, but I mean, anyway, it's the same. Yeah.
And wherever it's directed, however you feel it, to at least share it with Holy Spirit, to share the anger, to share the upset.
Yeah.
Even if it's at God, yeah, to let yourself acknowledge upset towards God. Why are you a bully, God? Why are you bullying me?
Yeah. And why isn't it, you know, the biggest why I've had wasn't in the beginning, you know, the first 9 years or whatever. It's more now, you know, why isn't it enough? Why hasn't it changed? Why? I mean, the fact that he got sick is the very thing that brought me onto this journey, you know. I that made me, you know, really become awake and free myself. I've learned more through this than anything in my life. So I just want to say that in the same breath as I'm crying. Because it's the truth. But lately it's, yeah. But it doesn't matter where I catch myself with all this crazy thinking, because it's all the same craziness, really. It's what you said in the beginning there. It's me thinking I need this in order to. I need him to be well in order to. No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to go through it, it seems. I can't intellectualize about it. Sometimes I can give it away without having emotions, but yeah, it's so easy and so beautiful when I can face it with you guys, you know, and with this other perspective of life. It's just, I feel totally different now. Oh.
Yeah. And this is how we love what is we acknowledge and we expose the parts that don't love what is. And then they shift.
Mm. Yeah. And according to the thinking mind, or whatever we want to call that, it's the opposite way of what it thought. that's the beauty part. That's the tricky part. That's why we can't find it sometimes, because it's going in the very opposite direction of what the fixing would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you a million times.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you also.
Thank you, all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Anything else for this morning? Anything else? Yeah, Peter.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Barret, Jenny. Don't really want to share, but when also said, thank, expressed her love for us all, that really penetrated. So it's like, I feel the word lack, I've always, as soon as just thinking about it, I find difficult. I don't even know what it means. I haven't, and I feel like I'm beginning to. It's like just this place of deep deprivation, and so feeling from our trip back, Barret, that this morning when I was meditating, my mind was all over the place, but suddenly came into my, started feeling this anger and hatred stuff, and it was to do with you and Jenny and Matthew, and it was connected back to when I went to England to get rid of my stuff, and there's more to that bit, but the bit that comes up is this anger and hatred and how I had that around my parents, and the difficulty I've had. I had it around Solva. I just facing that, exposing that. But throughout most of my life, I've not been willing to see it. I've said it at times, but I didn't realize the depth of it. I still probably don't realize the depth. And I was telling myself I'd write it to you. I was sitting here and just, it's not the first time either. It's like, but it's just when also my heart opened, knowing that actually we're appreciated for sharing this stuff rather than feeling something I've got to defend against. I can't expose it. It's like it feels unacceptable to be angry and hatred actually with the people you really love. I just had my hand in Solvay's earlier, and it felt really hard. I was just, okay, I could feel myself separating. So I just feel this anger and hatred. I'm sure it's just towards myself, but it was associated with her. And then I just forgot. I just completely zoned out, not knowing that was there between me and her. And then I felt it again, and I just had to take my hand up a bit and just place it back down gently, and I can still feel this place. There's just been so much coming up from, like around my teeth are disintegrating, and I've got to do something, and so I've had to set stuff in train around that. And all this running a group's all connected. It's all connected. It's all about my lack, sense of lack. I get very fearful and very anxious around it.
Yeah, I keep getting an image, Peter, of this hatred being like a sort of a poison in your being, in your mind. It's been there your whole life. And as you're practicing forgiveness, as you're really consciously stepping more and more into love, it's like the contrast between that poisonous piece in you and the truth is getting stronger. Like if that poison is dark and all this love is light, you're actually getting more and more light filled. And so the contrast between the dark and the light is intensifying.
No, that feels true. Feels true, and I feel as committed as ever been to face this place in me. And I haven't. When lack has come up, money issues come up, I'd say I'm going to face that, and then it drifts away. But it's not about these worldly things. I can see it takes it into, feels like a desperate place in me. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I need every bit of feedback and help I can get. It feels in this place. I mean, I go and try and get a room, which they offer here. This village is amazing, and the facilities they offer. You know, you can go and potentially get a room. You don't have to pay. And I'm sitting in there and I'm feeling so flaky around speaking about it. And I think I'm offering myself to help people with their minds or something, and I'm feeling completely the opposite of what I think I ought to be feeling, or I should be demonstrating, even as I'm just off. I'm asking for a mundane thing like filling out a form around getting a room.
It's good. It's good you're taking action on it, Peter. It feels really
well, bit by bit, I have been and you know, been writing stuff and sharing it with Solai, and yeah, it's felt important, and I know it's been key to kicking off all this stuff. A lot of things are just happening. All the old attachments that I've had a quite fierce attachment to, not understanding that and just parking it up. Just oh, don't want to go there. I do now. I do when I feel it. I feel a strong desire to go there, and when it comes up, I kind of go, "Why are you mad? Why did I agree to look at this stuff?" I think that's it, really. Thank you. I was going to write it, and then writing can be pretty torturous sometimes for me. So it's easier usually saying it. And yeah, thank you. Just
Yeah, it's good to get it out. We want to leach poison out. We want to keep kind of letting Holy Spirit take it from us. And sometimes it seems to go on and on and on, but that's it. This is what it's all for.
I mean, it's been up for quite a while, and it feels like a shield. I look at it, I do look at it, and I just sit with it, and then I drift off, come back, and I just hope that one day it's, it just feels like I've got to go through these bits. Yes.
Yeah.
Feels all about lack. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Peter.
Feeling I've got disappearance of the universe sitting in front of me, holding my iPad in place. And I feel part of me wants to disappear. Okay, that was enough.
Maybe it is.
Pop out for a while and then gotta separate. I just want.
No, that's great. Thank you.
I've been sitting here with, when you started this session, I just felt like, oh, you're revealing me or something. With speaking about the addiction of suffering, not to suffering. And it's just been up ever since we had the talk in the car yesterday. And this morning I had this I got scared. The talk ended with you asking me if I would try something for a few days. And I said I was willing. And this morning it's just so foggy, I'm not even sure what it was you asked me. It's just this huge kind of cloud of fog comes into my life. So I guess I just want to explore that. And I don't know why this sentence ever since yesterday, this sentence from the AA meetings have been popping into my mind, like, hi, my name is Soul, I am addicted to suffering. So I guess I just need to say that.
Yeah, that's a great thought. That's a great thought. Yeah. Right as you started speaking, Solveig, I got the thought of this. It was sort of a comedy sketch. Maybe some people have seen it, where this woman goes in to the therapist and she's got this intense fear of death, I guess. Anyway, she kind of talks about what her big fear is, and it's like Bob Newhart. I don't know if people know him, but he, as a therapist, he says to her, just stop it.
I've seen that. Yes.
And she said, well, maybe you don't understand. I have this really big fear, that I'll be buried alive in a box or something. He says, stop it.
Yeah, that was more or less what you said yesterday. Yeah. I'm actually having myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you are doing it, Solvay, just by having said you had the willingness yesterday. That's it. And just kind of stay with that. Stay with that thought that's been coming into your mind. Because it's a realization of what you don't want. And that's actually good. It's good to realize that. It's good to claim that. It's a prayer over and over and over. I don't want that. I want the peace of God.
Thank you.
So yeah, steadfast. Be steadfast with these thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. Feels like don't start running down and running after the thoughts. Yeah. Trying to fix it.
Yeah.
I don't have to fix myself.
Yeah. Yeah, when you notice that you start to do that, then say, my name is Solvay. I'm addicted to suffering.
Yeah. I'll try that.
But I don't want to be. That's sort of implicit in it. I don't want to be. I don't want to be addicted to suffering.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel like there's something I need to bring up in my consciousness. Is just this thing. Just have to make it clear to myself. And it all gets foggy.
But I'm going to suggest, and maybe you're already feeling this, that even the foggy experience is not as thick as it has been. And, if you think about how the fog lifts, it often doesn't go from very thick fog to no fog. It goes from very thick fog to medium thick fog to light fog to no fog, and you can accept that that's the progression. So even when the fogginess is here, it's not as dark of a fog. And that makes it a little smoother to catch it and to say, I'm addicted to suffering, again. Okay, Anne's up next.
That felt quite involuntary, that hand going up there. It's like, but yeah, it's misty here and it's starting to clear a little bit. So, but I noticed this morning something about Solvay's share, like that's been my addiction, to this misery and finding numerous ways. And yeah, just really looking to break that addiction. And it's been sometimes really strong, this self-attack or attack on another. And I spoke to Matthew, I think it was yesterday, just to get past it. And this morning, I'm quite clear with that. I feel beautiful around that at the moment. But I came late to the session because it was like I almost fell asleep. I knew as I went up the stairs, make sure, because we've been told numerous times about being late. And I just completely fell asleep and got carried away doing putting washing on a line. It's like, oh, sugar, I'm supposed to be downstairs now. And then the self-attack was really wanting to come in that way this morning. And there was, under that, this fear of punishment and defense, you know, defense. Yeah, like I'm going to get attacked, so I've got to say, whoa. Go again.
Who's going to go again?
No. What is
Sit there.
Yeah, that's a reflection right there.
Yeah. So it's that I want to place on the altar, because that has got thinner. It was like I could actually stay with the meditation, it had come back in, but milder. But it's like, yeah. Trying to stay stable.
Yeah, the cushion is very slippy.
Yeah, so it's just placing that defensiveness that comes up, that I've done something wrong. Yeah. So, and the only thing that I can do with that, it seems, is to be present.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that Byron Katie quote, which I can't even remember now, but it was, yeah, it just felt like just stay with whatever's going on. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Still want to place it on the altar, because it just feels, yeah, another way to really attack myself.
Yeah. That's good to share that, Anne. I mean, I just keep coming back to, right as you're sharing that, the laptop falls off. It's a reflection of the mind, you know, that we think we want, you know, the peace, and then we notice how the mind slips off at that.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the beginning, it might seem very slippery. But over time, it's like that shifts too. Maybe the next time you use a different cushion, it's not as slippery. And so, you know, the laptop's more stable. But in other words, as you keep going, you find more of that stable place that I really want to stick with this. And it just takes practice. I remember the first time I went to a yoga class and they had a stand on one leg. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard to do that and not, you know, kind of tip or lose balance or lose focus. And it's sort of a great example, because the way that you stay focused, you know, stay balanced in yoga is that you actually focus. You focus your vision, and you just stick with that. And if you can keep that focus and actually not let interfering thoughts come in, that position gets very stable. So you can feel very, very stable. And again, that's just a reflection of our inner practice. I want the peace, and I want to be present. And even slipping in your mind off of remembering the start of the morning session, there's still a little slip, and then you caught it. And again, it was good that you noticed you had a desire to judge yourself, but you kept saying, that's not where I want to go. I don't want to be, you know, mean to myself about this. I just want to realize there was a part of me that didn't actually want to be here on time. And to see that is actually useful, because that's how we, you know, uproot it. That's how we move through it.
Yeah. I don't actually see how I didn't want to be here on time, but the fact remains that I wasn't here on time, so I must have wanted to choose that, but I wasn't consciously choosing that. So it's like, yeah, bringing more into awareness is my prayer, really. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, that desire is a few layers down. So we can't see it directly. We can't feel it consciously. Well, consciously, I want to be there, but then I'm not. Or if you 100% wanted to be at the meeting right at 8:30, or even a few minutes early to prepare yourself, then it would just happen. So it's clear, even if it's 95% that you want that, there's still something else in the mix. And this experience is a part of helping that to work itself out, helping that to come up and be unwound.
Yeah. I want to release it, whatever it is. It's there. Yeah.
And this is like the path of the purification of the mind. I think as we work on ourselves, there is a part of us that genuinely really wants this. Of course, we want to wake up to the love of God. We want to have nothing but peace in our experience. But just this exact kind of thing is really helpful to see, because consciously you really do want this. You don't, have a lot of objections to it. I want the peace of God. I want nothing but happiness. But the impurities, the parts that are in opposition are still in the mind, and helping them to come up and move through is what we want. If, say, just to use percentages, we start off 75% of us really wants just happiness. That's great. But if there's still 25%, then we want to help that 25% come up and start to unwind. And maybe then it goes down to 20 and 15 and 10, because we're clearing it, we're unwinding it. But however small that number gets, if it's not, if there's anything there, we want it to clear. We want it to unwind.
Yeah.
So, Raphael has to go. Thanks for being here, Raphael. See you soon.
Bye.
Any other thoughts about that, Anne, or does that feel pretty complete?
There was just the thought of what came in my mind was the image of the koi fish in the pool, and my son has a tattoo of that, and it's a sign for peace apparently now. But he said his belief around it was the Japanese saying, which is about perseverance and determination. And I've heard you talk about perseverance and determination, and I guess, yeah, it's just keep walking through. Yeah, that's what feels really like something in me that's really, keep going. That feels really strong. Feels good. So yeah, thank you. That's all.
Yeah, that determination is key. It's key, and it's inevitable, but we want to grab onto it, and we want to really stick with that, because it leads us through everything that needs to be unwound. So it's a beautiful symbol. Koi pond, like that. Okay, well, I can see a song suggestion from Jenny that I can play for us to close out the session. Is there any other sharings before we do that? Okay. Was there another share? I'm sorry, I didn't have the.
And it does.
Okay, yeah, so I just didn't have the screen up, but yeah, please share.
Yeah, there is upset through the whole session. I don't really see or can point on a reason more than that it is something rising. And I just want to allow it to rise.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can describe what you're feeling.
Yeah, just a wave of emotion. And it seems connected with rejecting the past, rejecting and projecting on the past. It's like the world side is the other side of my mind that is
So how does this feel like in your body as you share about it?
yeah, it's rising up now. That I don't want to isolate the feeling of separating the like that the unconscious and the conscious is separated and projected. Now it is maybe it is also connected with a situation with a friend of mine from the past that want to join.
Okay.
And that flips in me that I start to see with those with judging eyes on the present moment. Like I project onto or I take on what I believe are
Yeah. I'm just going to share a little bit of what I feel as you share. It's like there's a lifting and a raising of some emotions. And then in some way, there's a judgment against those emotions. And because there's a judgment against those emotions, they get a little, it's almost like they get diffused, or like you said, projected or sort of deflected. And then it almost it probably feels harder to stay with them or to express about them. They're there, but then they're sort of moved out, moved away from you also. Does that resonate?
Yeah. Yeah, because there is guilt around it. That this feeling of pushing away what I truly want to connect with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like parts of me have like rejected or pushed down the the past, my past, my and it is keep coming back and want to speak, want to speak up, want to connect.
Yeah. And that desire to speak up and to connect is going to carry you through this, because that is pure. That's a pure desire. A desire to kind of deflect or hide or push away. Those are, kind of controlling, fear-based thoughts or patterns.
Yeah.
So even just the willingness to raise your hand and to share about this is a step in moving into the clarity.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. It feels good just to bring it up.
Is there anything more you'd like to say?
Just feel it feels like something so hard. I don't want it to be hard anymore. Like that it has survived on being hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. I know that this is a prayer, what you're saying, the desire to release this need to be hard. And prayers are always answered. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's the perfect place for us to go into our closing song. So beautiful. Oh, what a joyful gathering today. Thank you all for being here. See you all. See you all sometime.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.